O yogi, make silence thine earrings and mercy thy bag. The Lord's meditation, make thy begging bowl. Stitch this body of thine against evils for thy patched coat, and make the Lord's name thy sustenance. O yogi, practice thou such a yoga by Guru's grace, thus shalt thou enjoy God's meditation, penance, and self control. With the ashes of wisdom, besmear thou thy body, and make the fixing of thy mind on God thy horn. By becoming desireless, roam thou in the city of thy body, and play on the lyre of thy mind. Plant thou the virtues of the five elements in thy heart, so that thy trance may remain undisturbed. Kabir says, Hear, saints, make righteousness and compassion your garden. For what purpose wert thou created in this world, and what gain hast thou reaped from this life? Thou hast not attached this mind of thine, even for an instant, to God, who is the ship to cross the terrible world ocean, and the fulfiller of desires. O God, the Lord of the universe, such sinners are we. The Lord who has blessed me with the self and body, his loving devotion I have not performed. Others' wealth, others' body, others' woman, others' slander, and wrangling with others I cannot leave. By this, coming and going keeps on occurring again and again, and this story does not end. The house where the saints discourse on God, that house I visit not even for an instant. Libertines, thieves, agents of evil, and drunkards, with them I ever abide. Lust, wrath, desire for wealth, ego, and envy, all this wealth is within me. Compassion, pity, and God's service, these do not come to me even in dream. The merciful Master, with the string around his belly, is kind to the meek, dear to the saints, and is the destroyer of dread. Kabir says, Preserve thou thy slave from disaster, O Lord, and I shall perform thy service. By contemplation whom thou shalt obtain the gate of salvation, go to that abode and do not return to this world. Play the trumpets in the house of the fearless Lord, and the unstruck music shall fall fully resound for thee. Make thou such contemplation within thy mind. Without the Lord's contemplation, salvation can never be attained. Where there is contemplation, there is no obstacle. God shall emancipate thee, and great load of sin shall drop off. Make thou obeisance unto God within thy mind, and thou shalt not come over and over again. By contemplating whom thou shalt make merry, within thee the Lord has firmly placed a lamp that burns without oil. The lamp renders the world immortal and drives out the poison of carnal appetite and anger. By contemplating whom thou art emancipated, that contemplation thou twine and wear on thy neck. Do that Lord's meditation and never abandon it. By Guru's grace thou shalt cross over. The contemplation whereby thou shalt not be under obligation to others. Thou shalt sleep in thy home, spreading silken sheet. Thy heart shall be blissful by comfortable bed. So night and day quaff the contemplation of such a Lord. By contemplation whom thy calamity shall depart, by contemplation whom mammon shall affect thee not. Contemplate and remember that Lord God in thy mind and sing his praises. This contemplation of the Lord is obtained from the true Guru. Ever and ever thou contemplate upon him day and night, whilst standing, sitting, and at every breath and morsel. Waking and sleeping, enjoy thou the nectar of the Lord's meditation. It is by good luck that God's meditation is obtained. By contemplating whom thou shalt not be loaded with sins. Make thou the contemplation of that Lord's name thy prop. Kabir says, with him who is beyond limit, no magical rites or spells can be of any avail. Ramkali Kar, second, hymns of Venerable Kabir. The creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. Mammon, the captor, has placed us in bonds. The emancipated Guru has extinguished this fire when from the nail of the foot of the crown of the head, I understood this mind of mine, then I bathed within myself. My mind, the Lord of breath, now truly abides in the state of supreme bliss. There is neither death nor birth nor aging for me now. Turning away from mammon, I have found the Lord's support and have entered into the sky of the 10th gate. The snake like coil, the Kundalini, is now pierced through, and I, without a doubt, have met my God, the King. The attachment of mammon is effaced, and the moon like state of poise has devoured the sun like restlessness. Merged in the fully pervading Lord, when I logged the breath within, then the celestial strain spontaneously began to resound. Guru, the utterer, has uttered and preached the Lord's name. Disciple, the hearer, has heard and enshrined it within his mind. By repeating the Creator's name, one crosses the world ocean. Kabir says, this alone is the real thing, essence. The moon and the sun are both the embodiment of the light. In their light abides the incomparable Supreme God. O enlightened man, contemplate God. In the divine light is put the expanse of the universe. On beholding Lord, the jewel, I make obeisance unto my jewel. Kabir says, my immaculate Lord is beyond reckoning. O man of the world, thou be alert and wakeful. Brother, even when awake, thou art being robbed. With the wide awake scriptures as guardians, the death's couriers shall still take thee away. Man thinks that margosa, neem, is a mango, and mango is a margosa, and that ripe bananas are on a thorny bush. He deems that the ripe coconut fruit is on the fruitless symbol tree. Such a stupid, silly idiot is he. God is like sugar mixed in sand. It cannot be picked up by an elephant. Kabir says, renounce thy lineage, castle, and false honor, and be an ant to pick up and eat sugar. Hymns of Venerable Namdev Ramkali are first. The Creator of all is one, the only one. He is realized by true Guru's grace. A boy gets paper and cuts it and makes a kite and flies it in the sky. While talking with his mates, he keeps his mind on string. By being pierced with the Lord's name, my mind is so stuck in it as that of the goldsmith in his gold craft. A young girl in the city brings a pitcher and fills it with water. She laughs, makes merry, and converses, but keeps her mind fixed on the pitcher. A cow is let loose to graze out of the mansion which has 10 doors. The cows graze 5 miles away, but keep their mind fixed on their calf. Namdev says, listen, O Trilochan, the mother puts the child in the cradle, whilst busy in her tasks in the home and outside, she keeps her mind on her child. There are countless Vedas, Puranas, Shastras. I sing not their songs and poetries. In the imperishable region of the formless Lord, I shall play the celestial strain. Becoming desire-free, I shall sing the Lord's praise. Imbued with the love of detached and indestructible word, the Lord, I shall go to the mansion of the unlineal one. I have abandoned to hold my breath in the left, right, and central windpipes. I deem both the moon and the sun the same and shall merge in the light of the omnipresent Lord. I go not to the places of the pilgrimage, nor enter into their water, nor I annoy the mortals and lower animals. The Guru has shown me the 68 shrines within my mind, wherein I bathe now. I listen not the praise of the flattering persons, nor do I care to be called good and holy. Namdev says, my mind is imbued with God, and now I shall be absorbed in his deep soundless trance. When there was no mother, no father, no deed, and no human body, when we were not You were not. Who was there then, and whence did he come? My Lord, no one belongs, no one. We are here like birds settled on a tree. When there was neither the moon nor the sun, then the water and air were merged in Lord. When there were no Shastras and no Vedas, whence did the good and bad deeds come then? Breath control, concentration of energy, and wearing of rosary of sweet basil, all these I have acquired by the Guru's grace. Namdev supplicates, the Lord is the supreme reality, the essence. If one meets the true Guru, then one realizes him. Ramkali Kar second, if man practices penance at the Banaras, or dies inverted at the shrine, or burns himself in fire, or makes his body to live for long, if he performs a horse sacrificial feast or gives concealed alms of gold, even all these equal not to the Lord's name. O hypocritical man, renounce and forsake deception from thy mind and do not practice hypocrisy.